Hey there, welcome to NZ Money Karma, where you can find freedom from the daily grind through budgeting, simple living and adventure. I go by NZ Money Karma because I live in Ōtautahi, Christchurch, New Zealand, and I believe that what you give is what you get returned. My hope is that together we can build a community of people who are inspired to do better in the world and better with their money. I think too often those two things are pitted against each other. But I do believe we can be good humans and be financially free in the process. In fact, I think freedom from the daily grind through good money management makes it so much easier to make good choices in life for the planet and for our families. Today's video is all about looking poor while being wealthy. There are a few famous people. I think the owner of IKEA is one that comes to mind when I say this. And just to clarify, when I talk about my own wealth, I'm not in that kind of league. I'm more like the kind of wealth you might associate it with a working class girl who has done all right for herself. So I can remember a time, it wasn't that long ago, that someone from my extended family asked me, "Are you dirt poor or filthy rich?" Kind of rude, right? You might think it's kind of rude. I felt it was a bit rude at the time. It wasn't said unkindly, but it had been said as a result of a few behind my back conversations that had been going on in my family about my husband and I and our children. And I guess what sparked this is we had just returned from one of our regular extended overseas trips. So quite regularly, my family and I would head overseas for 3.5, 4 months for an extended trip. You can read all about that on my Substack and what have you. But this is what had prompted these conversations behind our backs. And, someone had just kind of voiced what the others were thinking. There was some dissonance for them between what they were seeing on one hand, which was this mortgage-free family of 4 travelling the world and working only part-time when they were at home, and on the other hand, the same family who wore second-hand clothes, had a low-key Christmas and rode bikes instead of driving a fancy car. They were thinking we look poor, but that we were doing all these things that indicated we were actually wealthy, and it didn't make sense at all to them. By looking poor, ignoring the Joneses and any grandiose ideas about keeping up with them, alongside some personal development, which helped my husband and I really hone in on what was actually important to us, and then letting go of the other things that were cluttering our life and using valuable resources and essentially holding us back from our goals, we were able to kind of move forward with our life in a way that I guess other people thought was kind of strange. It's funny to me when people might say that we look poor, because I don't really even know what that means anymore. Once upon a time, I guess it meant that you look like a peasant. And for me, do we look like peasants? Well, maybe if I'm out gardening or painting, for sure. But otherwise, I have sturdy shoes, I have clean pants, more than, several tops, all that kind of stuff. So I think what they mean when they say that we look poor is that we are not living with excess. I have several tops, but I don't have hundreds of tops. So for me, I don't think we look poor, but these family members do. So let's just run with that. By looking poor, embracing my inner and nana hobbies, things like knitting, gardening, making things, mending things, and upskilling to run a frugal household, focusing on what truly makes us happy as a family, we're able to build wealth, not just for ourselves, but all going well for those that will come after us too. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye for now.